This is painful even for me. I'm really sorry. This is as good as today's content is probably getting. Hello guys, Meanderings of Moo here, as usual. That was cringy. So as a little bit of a mini series, I wanted to do some drawing. For those of you who know me, you know I'm very creative and I always used to carry a sketchbook with me, constantly drawing. Fortunately, I have drawn maybe once, I think twice since we've been in lockdown, which is atrocious. You'd think I would have had more time to get back into it, which is really, really sad that I haven't. I do enjoy drawing, but one of the things that's interesting with drawing for me is I kind of just draw and whatever comes out is what comes out. Sometimes whatever comes out is quite interesting, to say the least. So I'll show you some examples of some of my work. So this is quite an old sketchbook. If you're looking at kind of things like that, if you can see that, if it's not whited out too much. Some of these are obviously not safe for work, so I can't show them. Actually, a lot of them are not safe for work. That kind of thing, a pug. I went for a phase of drawing pugs. There's another one. Another one. So in this series, I just want to delve into doing little 30-minute sketches. Like I said, I'm not actually very good at drawing, in the sense that if you tell me to draw something, I probably won't be able to draw it. We'll see how that goes. So for this first one, I am literally just gonna draw whatever comes out in 30 minutes. For anybody with a creative mind like mine understands that if you go in drawing without a plan, generally the results are pretty funny, or just weird, or really bad. One of them three. And this is the first time I've ever actually put a restriction on time on my drawings. But I thought it would make just some nice, quick, short videos. Also, I am an ungodly colour. I'm not ill, it's just the lighting I've got on at the moment. Alright, well, I guess we'll get this started. Alright, so this is my sketchbook. Yeah, well, we'll start the timer, we'll see what happens. Alright, one of the things I like to start with is the eyes. I've always started with eyes, and you will see what I mean when sort of whatever I draw kind of manifests itself. And yes, that is an eye. I've always liked to draw in biros. That's my favourite medium. Always used to draw in pencil, but I found with pencil it's too much planning. You can easily, you know, rub out stuff, come back to it, whereas I just like to commit to the weirdness. And I like the shading you can get with a biro as well. Obviously, some people like to shade with pencils, some people like to do it straight in colour pencils. A lot of obviously digital art these days, which I currently am no good at. One of the main issues I have with digital art is you can't have your hand on most of the tablets that are used, whereas you can see I'm leaning on this. But I guess that's kind of a skill you learn when you're classically trained. I guess when you're doing painting and stuff, you can't have your hand on the canvas, which makes sense. But you know, I'm not classically trained. I didn't study art in school. It was something I never wanted to study, even though I've been drawing all my life. I just didn't want to study. I didn't want it to become a chore. I didn't want, you know, having to do it. And well, now I'm having to do it for videos. Okay, so it's what, 3 minutes in, and we've got some eyes, a possible nose. Let's bring that down. Let's see what's happening here. Right, what do we want to do with these lips? I think some big old lips on here. So when you start to sort of add in little details like lip lines and things like that, that's when the drawing sort of starts to come to life, because you can sort of get a little bit more feel for what kind of character's coming out in the drawing, which I always find quite interesting. You'll find that I always go sort of back over in little dots to try and bring a little bit more shading in there as well. So as I said, once you've drawn in biro, you're kind of committed to the lines that you put in. So that's why I like to kind of bring in just a little bit more shading in, just to see sort of where it's going. Sometimes some of the things that come out in my drawings are so bizarre, it makes me laugh. And like I said, anybody who's a creative at all probably understands that. I think the people who aren't creative don't really get that concept, which is fair enough, you know. Generally when people start out with a task, they know what they're doing. Whereas with drawing, you kind of just start see what happens. I mean, obviously with certain mediums that's not possible, you've really got to have a plan for what you're drawing, but I mean, it takes away, for me anyway, that takes away the creative aspect of it. Right, this is where things get really interesting, is when we bring in a little bit of face shape. You'll find a lot of things I freehand kind of look like this. I don't know when this become my style or how it become my style, but there it is. There it is. Starting to look a little bit like handsome Squidward. So hopefully as this series goes on, you'll be able to see a progression in my style and drawing, as I would like to make this a regular occurrence. So I find this is when things also get a little bit weird, when I start to draw bodies. Not very good at bodies, not very good at posing them. They kind of just end up looking proper strange. So we'll see what happens down here. Or sometimes they end up not having bodies. They might just be a random object. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? Okay, I think this one's turning more into a random object. Don't ask. It's sort of when you're drawing, you'll draw one line and then it gives you like an idea for something else. Like for me now, I've got like straitjacket vibes, but I've not got a clue how to draw a straitjacket. So we can see. Let's have a look. Okay, I think I've already messed it up. So it's something like a strap goes. Yeah, I've messed it up. And this is why I never draw with a plan, because now I've had a little bit of a plan and I've already messed it up. Oh, don't know how to rectify this. I'm going to draw something else. I think with my drawing style, I kind of like it to just be ever so slightly haunting. Things just get a little bit weird. I don't know if that's a choice or it's just what happens. The thing is, you see people who draw for a living and they do time lapses all the time, and it starts to not make sense in the beginning, and then you see at the end and it all comes together. That's not going to happen. I'm sorry. So it's progressed. I still don't know what's going on down here. You can tell I haven't drawn forever. This is painful even for me. I'm really sorry. This is as good as today's content is probably getting. The thing is, I'm even looking at the clock and thinking, oh God, I've still got 20 minutes to do something here. So maybe we can chit chat. How was your day? How's your week going? The thing is, I did have another video planned, but it's one of those videos that, you know, is a little bit like my motivation is a myth video, which I love doing those videos, and you guys are really resonating with them well, and you know, they're helping you out, which is wonderful. But if I'm not entirely in the mood to film something like that, I come off really insincere, and I don't want that outcome. I want you to, well, feel I'm genuine, which I intend to be. I'm never disingenuine, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that it's not easy to do those kind of videos all of the time. They take planning, they take a little bit of research, which I've done. Yeah, I'm just making excuses for myself now. But this is another video, like I said, I've wanted to do for a little while, and it was suggested to me because, you know, my drawings are weird, and people who see my drawings are like, okay, what happened? Did you mean to draw that? But I find this is like, I find this very much like dancing. It's gonna sound weird, let me explain. Is that I tried to learn how to dance. I tried to take classes and all that kind of thing. But because you're sort of taught how to dance a specific way, that you kind of lose your individual flair. At the end of the day, I'm a freestyler, and I freestyle to the point that I wouldn't be able to teach anybody else to dance, because I don't really know what I do myself. I kind of just throw my body around and it makes pretty shapes. I think that's very much like drawing, even though I would say I'm better at dancing than I am drawing. Maybe. Alright, this hasn't progressed much. Okay, let's see what we can do. Usually when my drawings go like this, I usually just scroll a big word across it of how I feel. Sometimes it's not even how I feel, it's just a big word or a big shape, just to cover some of this stuff. But if you went through my sketchbook, there are many other drawings like this. So one thing I've also never really paid attention to, which is kind of rule number one when it comes to drawing, is the light source. I kind of just like to put in shading where I feel it's necessary. For those of you who don't really understand the technicalities of drawing, you generally draw a drawing with one light source. So say the light source is up in the corner. You then make everything shaded to that light source. So everything has a shadow on the opposite side to the light source. So technically at the moment the light source for these bubbles here would be like over here, but then that's not reflected in, say, the shadow underneath the neck there. So I don't worry too much. And this is about as technical as my shading gets. One thing I've always liked is cross-hatch shading. Cross-hatch shading? Something like that. I've never been able to do that either. It is likely my camera's gonna die. How fun. If my camera does die, I will continue and you will see it on the other camera. You just won't have my face. So that was a fail. Yeah, that was a fail. You may have noticed my main camera died, and then this little camera down here cut out. I got the drawing done, if you want to see it. Yeah, first off, the first thing I got wrong was having it as a half an hour challenge. The reason for that is because these cameras cut off after half an hour of filming. So once you filmed your intro, once you set up the camera, you're not gonna get the whole thing. Totally forgot about that. And that's why that camera cut off. Yeah, it cut off probably about 5 minutes from the end because I was messing around, I had it on for a while. Totally forgot about the 30-minute cut off. So, I like this idea as a little mini series to do in between my sort of main videos. Like I said, I would like to get back into drawing, and it's a nice little challenge, it's a nice little short video, but I will probably decrease the time to 15 minutes. As you saw, or may have seen, that it got to around 10 minutes and there wasn't much more I could add to this drawing. It was pretty awful. Obviously, if I was spending a bit more time, the drawing would be a little bit more interesting, but we'll see what happens. We'll toy with the time, because I would like to continue with this. Whether you found it interesting or not, that's a different matter. But we'll see. It's something I enjoy, and that's what matters at the moment. That's why we didn't have a video last week, because this was meant to go out last week. I got the main bit filmed on the Friday, ready for the Saturday release. Obviously it went wrong, and I was so done. I was so done. So yeah, I didn't finish it off like I am now. I don't want to waste content. I don't want to waste my time when I'm filming. So whatever I film, as I've said before, I will probably release as a video. Whether it's good or not, that's a different matter. But feel free to leave suggestions on what you would like me to draw, or if there's any sort of particular subjects that you'd like me to sort of focus in on. And I'm also thinking about getting back into manga drawing, or anime drawing. That's something I used to be really, really interested in, and I could potentially even make myself a little character. I've never really been good at character drawings or character development, so that might just be a daft idea, but we'll see what happens. It'll be nice to do. Alright guys, well, I've been Meanderings of Moo. Sorry you had to sit through that, but well done if you did. If you did get through it, leave a comment below or leave a like. These likes and comments will always help me out, and as a very, very small YouTuber, it's a small YouTuber trying to grow a channel, every like, every view is always really helpful, so share around it. Well, share around a video that you enjoyed, whether it be this one or not. Alright, I've been Meanderings of Moo, and I will see you next week. Remember to like and subscribe. Peace.